Hey, we're here for a quick show. Relatively quick, anyway, by our standards. But there will be some entertainment, maybe, and some opinions given, and some about Packers and some about other players. But yeah, even though Ben said he has no opinions, knows nothing.
I only know one thing: Baker Mayfield is damn good, and Mo's an
And we're
idiot.
gonna talk about
That's two things.
we're gonna talk about that tonight. That's actually one of the guys I want to talk about, and it's interesting to me because I think as Packer fans, right? We've talked about this so much. You get fed all the stuff. They tell you this guy's great and that guy's great, and whoever Goody drafted is the best thing since sliced bread, and blah blah blah. But we know different, because if that was the case, we'd have won a bunch of Super Bowls by now. But we haven't. But then they still sign them and give them big money and keep them around, and they might be nice guys and they might be pretty good, but they're not where they should be. And anyway, you look around the league. That's what I think this bye week was good for Packer fans, is you watch other games, right? You watch more other games. You get to see other stuff. You get to see how other people play. And you got to take a look at that and compare that to how your guys play and say, are we that good? Are these guys that good? Are the Packers that good? Like, where are we at? We're at 2-1-1. We know that, but I think most Packer fans feel a lot different about the Packers from week 2 to now. Right? And I know it's a week-to-week league, and I know you hear all the things, and I know people go through rough patches and blah, blah, blah. But usually, to get you out of that rough patch or to like all of a sudden have things go in the right direction, what do you have? You got to have a coach who knows what they're doing, who comes up with good, gets the guys ready to go, and they come out and have a good performance. Do we have that? Not in our head coach. Maybe Jeff Hafley is. We'll see. I don't know. He's been disappointing me too. I don't know what he was doing this last game. And then, or you got to have players that are like dominant leaders who are going to pull the ship along and like get everything going in the right direction. And we don't have that either. So I don't know. But we're not going to solve all those problems or answer all those questions tonight. I just thought the bye week was an interesting time. Hey, Dad. Hey, your Cubbies finally got a win. Staved off elimination tonight against the Brewers. Brewers are damn good. They're kind of fun to watch. I got to say, I haven't watched baseball in like 15 years, really. Maybe more than that. Maybe other than the Cubs winning the World Series, I haven't watched baseball in probably like 20 some years, right? Because there's just too many damn games. It's every single day. I can't spend every 2 hours, 2.5 hours every day trying to keep up with the team. But this Brewers team is pretty awesome and pretty fun, and their manager's awesome. And they won the first 2 against the Cubs. They're hitting like almost 500, like 480 something in the series with 2 outs, like clutch hit after clutch hit, coming back. The Cubs jump out on them. They come back, win those games. Fun team to watch. Baseball is more fun now with the pitch clock, by the way. It goes so much faster. They can't scratch their balls and, piss around and look over here. They still
scratch their balls. They just got to do it faster.
Yeah, it's the fast scratch. But anyway, it's a lot more watchable and more fun to watch these days with some of the adjustments they made. But the Cubs did stave off elimination. And Dad, how much hope do you have, Dad? How much are you? The only concern I had about the Cubs winning tonight and pulling that game out was that, hey, Lee, was that Dad would now have hope that his Cubbies are going to beat the Brewers and go to the World Series again. So I hope that it didn't give you that false hope, Dad, because I think the Brewers will get them yet and take them out.
Brewers need to win.
They do. And Dad said that. He was like, the Brewers have never won. I'm fine if the Brewers, if the Cubs don't make it and the Brewers make it and win the World Series, I'd be happy. And I think everybody should be happy
if that happens. Haven't been to the World Series since 1982.
I know.
They're an American League team.
Hey, switch your mic input or check your settings on your mic. I think it didn't read your mic right away.
Really?
I think it's your laptop mic. You still sound pretty good, but I know you can sound better. Do it for Euchre, Lee says. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you Leak there. Anyway, yeah, I think the other thing this is the cool part about the Brewers. We'll get into Packers crap and little football stuff in a minute. But the cool thing about the Brewers, kind of wish David was on here. Maybe he knows this, maybe he doesn't. But some of the people from other parts of the country, right, that normally watch other teams, is the Brewers are literally bucking all of the trends of baseball. That baseball says, you got to have a bunch of home run hitters. You got to like have only power pitching. You got to have like whatever. You got to have all this sort of stuff, right? Like these are the trends. Just like the NFL has the trends, and everybody's like, this is what we need. We got to make all the big plays. Big plays win games, and big plays score points, and ... But anyway, and on top of that, the Brewers, small market team in a baseball, there's no salary cap that levels things out for teams, right? So the Yankees and the Dodgers and all these teams can just buy up all the dudes and have like a huge ass salary and the team salary, and the Brewers have like half of that or a quarter of that or whatever it is. So if the Milwaukee Brewers, with a team that continually brings up good players who then get bought out away from them to go to other teams because these other teams give them so much damn money, with a manager that was a cast off, that was written off, and then was a bench coach for like 16 years and a bunch of years on the Brewers, and all these dudes can win the World Series with such a low payroll in a small market, like that would just be awesome. That would be like a big middle finger to baseball. That'd be a big middle finger to the way all these other big city teams do it. And I think it'd be fantastic. On top of just being cool, that'd be the Brewers, and it would be in Wisconsin, and the Brewers never won it, and all that stuff. Like all those things, it means it has to happen. They got to do it. I would love to see it. Would you watch baseball, man? If the Brewers are in the World Series, will you watch some of it?
Probably not.
You should. It's good. I'm telling you.
I watched the highlights from Game 2.
From Game 2?
And the Brewers changed their pitcher in like the third inning.
Yeah.
And they changed him again in like the fifth. And then they changed him again in the seventh. And they changed him again in the eighth.
They had to do it.
They played like 7 pitchers.
They had to do it. They're using their pen because they got Freddie Peralta. He's the ace. And then some of these other dudes, you're not
What happened to the days of Greg Maddux, who pitched the whole game?
They can't do it anymore because these dudes throw like 100 miles an hour all the time and they wear their arms out fast.
Okay.
Plus, on top of it, the Brewers have had like good pitchers. That's the thing too. Like other teams in the last couple of years bought away their best pitchers every year. So that's why it's remarkable that they're where they're at. Like a bunch of people thought, even though they'd won the division the last couple of years, a bunch of people thought this was a fall off year for them because of all the exodus, all the big name players are the stars that were bought off and left. The only star that stuck around was Yelich. And, but then they just filled in. They found more good players. And the way they play, they do all the stuff that all these other teams don't put the time in and worry about doing, which is all the little things. They run the bases right. They run every play out, good fielding. They're like one of the best fielding teams. They play players for speed in the outfield, not for power hitting in the outfield. They get base hits. They don't have a ton of home runs. They had like one of the fewest home run totals in the whole league. But they had a bunch of guys, like 6 guys with a really high OPS. So that's like this big measuric thing that is boosted by home runs and extra base hits. But these dudes can do it, man. So anyway, stay tuned. Go Milwaukee Brewers. Dad, we love you. But JJ, you don't have to say the Cubs still suck. Look, the Cubs finally won. Our Cubs suck, just like the Bears still suck. I understand that. But the Cubs don't suck. They're just usually disappoint. But they did win the World Series 9 years ago after not winning it for 108 years. So that was something. But now they don't have to win it this year. The Brewers should. All right. All done with that. Okay, Ben, you mentioned Baker Mayfield. Here's the question of the night. Well, kind of the only thing we have to discuss is to love or not to love Jordan Love. And you have been, Dad says, may the best team win. Well, we know the best team is the Brewers, but okay, thanks, Dad. All right. You have been critical of Jordan Love. You have said you were not a believer in Love. The only time we kind of liked Love. I mean, we kind of like him as a guy. He's fine, whatever. He's not dynamic. He's not great, but he's okay. He's all right. He's not a douchebag. Like the Packers have had,
but the guys,
2 Hall of Fame douchebags in the last 30 years. So at least we don't have a Hall of Fame douchebag.
The other quarterbacks he hangs out with in the offseason, in the last couple of years were Deshaun Watson and Justin Fields. So Wiener Boy and guy who sucks. So
Let's talk
can
about
we
Justin.
can we start hanging out with people that don't suck? I don't know.
I mean, maybe. We'll get back to love in a second. Quick side note observation about Justin Fields this last week, because I watched their whole game this last week because it was on here, and I was sick,
I didn't watch anything.
so I watched a bunch of football. And
I watched no football.
Justin Fields is such a weird. Oh my god! So Justin Fields is a great college quarterback. You know why? Because he's very athletic. He's got a good arm, and he can move around. He can make throws on the run. He can throw from the pocket, but only if it's his first read. If his first read is open, he makes accurate throws and he looks pretty good. If his first read's not open, then he just holds the ball and gets sacked, or then runs around and makes dumb plays. But it's so crazy. Like, all the other stuff is there. You know what I mean? Like the arm, the athleticism, the talent. He's accurate. He can move around. He can make some plays on the run, do all this sort of stuff that you like. But damn, that guy cannot read a defense, or just can't. If his first read's not open, he doesn't know what to do.
That means he's not good.
I know, but how is the league? I mean, with all the tape and all the time that he's played and in the NFL, this has been evident since day one, and it has not changed. So why would these teams continually give him chances? I mean, the fact is he cannot play. He can only play. It's just a drastic thing. He looks great when his first read's open. You're like, damn, there's that good Justin Fields. But it's only when his first read's open. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me these teams keep giving him a chance, because that is such a big deficiency. And I don't know, they keep giving him a chance.
He's a first-round pick.
We lose to Flacco again. I'm going to be... Ooh,
Well, how are we losing to Flacco again?
I don't know.
We already played the Browns.
Maybe he's thinking next year, Flacco.
Flacco's going to retire this year.
I don't know.
No, nobody's going to want him next year.
He's got a starting gig. Best quarterback on the Browns.
He didn't even start the last game.
I know.
Against the Vikings, they started some young guy who was like 6 feet tall.
Maybe he go to the Giants.
It looks like he's 12.
Maybe he'll go to the Giants next year. That'll be
Giants got Jackson Dart, baby. That's my starting. Did you see? Now Omarion Hampton got injured. So now my 5th round pick in the fantasy draft injured. My 1st round pick, CeeDee Lamb, out. 2nd round pick, Malik Neighbors, out. 3rd round pick, Joe Burrow, out. 4th round pick, Warren from the Steelers, out. 5th round pick, Omarion Hampton.
God.
San Diego, or no, what are they from? LA, whatever they are now, out.
LA Chargers.
My top 5 picks in fantasy football, all injured.
All injured.
That's all terrible. Of them. And the 2 or 3 of them are out for the year.
Jesus. Your curse is strong. Curse is strong. I didn't mean to laugh too much. I actually thought that was my player for a second. I don't get it either, but I also don't understand how the world works.
Nobody left to pick up, because we have 14 teams and everybody's just hoarding freaking guys like jerks, and there's nobody.
There's people. You got to find those tight ends like I did. I went tight end heavy. I almost started 4 tight ends against you last week.
Yeah, whatever.
And everybody's giving me crap about all my tight ends, and then they did good. My guy Fergie finally got some.
Ferguson didn't do shit all the fucking year. Then he against me, of course, and you play him. Then he does some stuff.
He was doing fine. He just never scored a touchdown in like a year and a half.
It's ridiculous. I've had it. I'm done.
Right.
I won the first 3 games, and now I'm done. Just like the Packers. They won the first 2 games. Now they're done. It's over.
Come on now. All right. I mean, the Packers still have some things. I mean, they're going to play some bad teams. They're going to win. The question is never, can they beat the bad teams? It's always, can they beat the good teams and do something in the playoffs?
Well, they can't beat the Browns. And they can't beat the Cowboys.
That's because they had a really top-tier defense that they faced, and then they had a really top-tier offense that they faced. And Matt LaFleur had to point that out. Like, those guys are really good at offense. These guys were really good at defense. So we didn't know how to game plan to face a really good defense. And then the next week, we didn't know how to game plan to face a really good offense. That's what he said.
Why is he a coach then?
I don't know. I still think it comes back to Matt LaFleur. Also, comes back to the question of the night, Jordan Love. All right. So Here's the thing that was evident to me watching some of these other games, watching some of these other highlights and other clips.
Wait a minute.
There are a heck load of quarterbacks out there. Who go pick up Taysom Hill?
Flacco got traded to the Bengals.
Traded? Maybe he got cut and picked up. Somebody traded for Joe Flacco? Are you freaking kidding me?
What the flarp? I hope we lose to Flacco again. I think that'd be funny.
That would be stupid. That would be so dumb.
Not really, because guess what? He's throwing to freaking what's his face? Jamar Chase and freaking T. Higgins. And
I mean, if he gets time, he'll probably be
Mike
good.
Gesicki. Yeah.
He's still got a good arm. If he gets
He's
time,
got guys who could make plays with the ball. So all he has to do is get the ball out of his hands fast, and then we have to try to stop that. Guess what? We couldn't stop it before. I guess we could, actually. We did pretty good. It was the Packers offense that sucked.
Yeah, we'll see how
against the Browns. At least the one thing that's true is the Bengals defense is crap-tastical. So,
well, they do have TJ Slayton, and they do have
That's
Mike
true.
Pennell, former Packer as well. Mike Pennell, who's a long time ago a former Packer, and then former Chief and all that. How does that guy still in the NFL? Mike Pennell, and he's still getting.
he was
snaps.
always good.
He's huge, but
He's better than the guys we got right now.
I was watching some of that game, Cincy game, and then I was sitting there watching TJ, trying to figure out who he was. I figured, okay, he's 98. All right, he was looking all right. The bummer part is oftentimes he's playing in like the true, because they play a 4-man front and like a regular 4-man front, so he's not on the nose too often, which is a bummer because he can just destroy centers because he's so quick and also humongous. So he was in the weird spot, so he was easier to double team, you know. So that was kind of a bummer. But then there was like a play. There was like they're in the red zone, like short yardage play, and they're trying to score the other team. And he just like swam over, blew up the center, swam over the center, and like gobbled up the running back for like a 4-yard loss. And I was like, there's my TJ Slayton. I know that guy. Anyway, so he might do that against Packers a few times.
I hope he does.
Oh shit, he's Elton Jenkins.
Yeah, he's gonna kick Elton Jenkins' ass.
Whoa. Elton Jenkins and Jordan
Morgan.
Morgan.
Rudy gonna look then?
What if Cincy's defense gets healthy against Elton Jenkins and Jordan Morgan and these guys?
I don't know.
Yikes. Okay. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is Jordan Love. Jordan Love, the quarterback, $55 million a year quarterback. Let me get back on. So Ben, that was the thing watching these games. I'm like, these other quarterbacks. I'm seeing Baker Mayfield. I'm seeing Sam Darnold, for crying out loud. I'm seeing some of these other dudes who are young, and I think, well, those guys aren't making $55 million, but they do some stuff pretty good. And then I'm thinking about Jordan Love, and I'm like, okay, who's better throwing from the pocket, Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love?
Baker Mayfield.
Sam Darnold or Jordan Love?
Sam Darnold.
We're not even talking about these guys were cast-offs. These guys are now, what are their current contracts? Sam Darnold's is like around 40. Baker's is like 33 or something like that.
Sam Darnold's is 30-something.
30-something? Jeez.
It's just basically the same as Baker.
So they're like 30-something million dollars. So like, 30-some million bucks for these dudes. And I'm just looking at what they do. I'm like, okay, throwing from the pocket. I'm like, all right, we hear Jordan Love's athletic, right? All right, what about throwing on the move? Who's better at throwing on the move, Jordan Love or Sam Darnold?
I don't know.
Sam Darnold. Telling you.
Is he? I don't know.
Who's better at throwing on the moves, Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield is the best at everything.
He's so good. He's so good.
Baker Mayfield is Brett Favre if Brett Favre wasn't an asshole who cheated on his wife and was a jerk and drank all the time. That's what he is.
I think he's smarter at analyzing defenses, though, or no?
Probably. But he's got that ability to just lead people. And he has like a ability to like just everybody believes in that guy. He just runs the room. He runs the team. Guys follow him. And Jordan Love doesn't have that. They say all the teammates say that they follow him. But they don't. He just doesn't have that leadership. Love doesn't have that leadership skill. He just doesn't have it.
No, definitely not in the same way. He also, Who's better at clock management in the 2-minute drill? Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love?
Jordan Love doesn't even know what to do when they tell him the keyboard to do it.
Sam Darnold or Jordan Love? I'm just using these two guys because they don't even get paid nearly as much as the top tier guys. Like we know who's making a bunch of money and all that, right? Those guys, and most of those I'd probably take over Jordan Love too. But he's in the same dollar bracket.
Trevor Lawrence ain't that.
Well, definitely not Trevor Lawrence. But like I'd even take Dak over Jordan Love. I mean, Dak
I don't like Dak. He's kind of.
I don't know. He's a better leader.
He spit on that Eagles guy before the Eagle guy spit on him. So.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
In the first game of the year, yeah. Jeez, that ain't cool. That ain't
cool. Ooh, that's a side note for later. Let's just watch a little of this. We'll keep talking. Boy. We'll keep talking. I just want you to watch this because it's what I'm talking about. These are two quarterbacks that were cast-offs that now are having success because they're finally getting some stability and not on garbage teams with crappy organizations. And they're just, I don't know, like watch some of these plays that the quarterbacks make in this highlight reel. And just tell me, like, is Jordan Love look better than this? Or does this guy look better than Jordan Love? Just saying. Flipping his hips. Come on. Come on.
Wild open downfield. He's got his receiver. Is that Kevin Harlan?
Yeah, Kevin Harlan. I know. He's not great.
Hey, his dad was Bob Harlan. So what are you gonna do?
I know. Look how quick he shifts his feet, gets set.
He gets a lot of pressure on him right away too, and he still gets the ball out.
He's really shifty and pocket presence. Who's got better pocket presence? Better escapability. Who looks better running? All right, that time he went down fast. That's why he wanted to get hit in the head.
I don't know, man.
Just watch this game. That's fine. We can just talk, and we'll just kind of let the plays go in the background. Now, this is.
I just know he had some crazy freaking throws in the game to that one guy, Buka, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Look at that throw! Holy crap, Sam Darnold.
Good catch by the cup. Oh, USA.
Man,
that's all right. We'll get it.
You know what? It's really bad. Have you ever seen the Gronk commercial? He's with all the kids.
He's so bad.
He makes the kids acting look good because he's so bad. It's really sad.
I know he was not on the morning show a couple weeks ago and seemed like they were all happier. And then this last week he was back and they were all like, "Oh, Gronk's back." Because he has to say something once in a while, you know?
Yeah, but he doesn't.
And then when he does, when he does, he says a lot of words and all of it sounds dumb and none of it makes a point. And then all the other guys are sitting there like looking at him and like waiting for him to stop talking and just be like, "Oh my God, please stop talking. This is really bad television and not very good analyzing of anything." Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Well, I'm seeing 2 field goals. So I don't like that, but whatever.
Well, I know. Don't worry about that. Don't get caught up in that. Just tell me a little bit. Like, here's Baker again. God, why is he so good?
Because he's little.
Get out of here. He runs around. Look at him. Runs around. Escapes that guy. Like, you don't see Jordan Love do that. You don't see Jordan Love do that, do you? Like, Jordan Love can't do that.
Jordan Love's not that fast or quick.
I know. Or quick or shifty or has balance, right? Or
ooh, that should be agility. A penalty. That's a penalty. They didn't give him a penalty on that. That's a shame.
No, they don't. It's Baker's team. He gets screwed all the time. Set up, hit it, and throw. All right, good. A break up on this. Yeah, but like I think it was actually holding on that one. I don't know, somebody
roughing the passer.
Yeah, they try to rough him up too, right?
Somebody said that he got his butt kicked in this game.
I'm sure he did, but he's tough as hell. Look at that. Just get the ball out, man.
Whoa, why is that guy double clutch that shit?
Because that's what receivers do. They can't catch it.
These receivers. When does it receivers used to catch the ball like all the time? Now they got it double clutch.
I know.
Another field goal. Jesus, this game is boring. What the heck happened?
It was 38-35 in the end.
Can we say the Seahawks' old uniforms were terrible?
They were bad.
I have a Matt Hasselbeck triple extra L large jersey from that Seahawks the last time they had those uniforms. because then the next year, then they got the Russell Wilson-y style.
So look at that throw on the run. That's better than Jordan Love, isn't it? This is not Sam Darnold right here. This was.
Are they both
somebody else.
6? Oh,
No. This was not Sam Darnold. This was like a direct snap to some other dude who made a dumb play.
dumb. That's how they lost. Now Baker's
Mayfield
going to
looks
score a
fast.
touchdown.
It is
This must be
fast
the one
enough.
where he bombs it. Yeah, this is it.
No, he just hit the hole shot right there, right? Hole shot between the corner and the safety.
No,
You
there's
don't
one
see
where he
Jordan
just
Love
drills
keep
it
it too
like
often.
super far.
I know. Smart and accurate and on-time screen pass.
Look at that.
I can't
A tight end who doesn't fall down as soon as he catches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be nice if our tight end number 88 did that? Oh, no, he falls down right away. Hey, what number is Musgrave? 88? He's 88,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
And look, a screen pass for a running back knows how to follow blocks instead of just running into his own guys.
Set up the block there. Nice.
That was good
well.
patience by the running back on that play.
Yep.
We don't have that either. Well, actually, Emmanuel Wilson's pretty good at that.
He is pretty good. So I think it's we'll show a little bit more of that after this Aiden Hutchinson thing's done with. But
how come the
it's
State
interesting.
Farm guy has got wider shoulders than Aiden Hutchinson? What the hell was that guy lifting?
Aiden Hutchinson has little shoulders. He really does.
I think the
He's
State
not.
Farm Jake, the State Farm guy, is on like steroids or something. I think they need to test him.
He's a
Is he allowed to
beefy
do
guy.
those commercials on
I think
whatever
so.
steroids he's on?
Yeah, he had to deal with Aaron Rodgers for a few years. So I mean, give him a break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
So they just draw it up. Anyway, I just like how they move around, the stuff they do, decisions they make. But you put all that together, plus all the stuff you had talked about, right? Like the leadership, Baker as a leader, like, and then coming back, like doesn't the guys always believe they have a chance. Do you think? Like you said, Packer players say they think they always have a chance, or Jay loves a dog, or blah blah blah. Do you really think that's the case?
I don't know.
Fans out there, do you really believe that?
I think.
Oh yeah,
we need to see it right now.
Went for a deep ball, 3rd and 2, or 3rd and 2, and punted. Hey, one quick question for you before we move on from stop showing highlights of this game. Remember Igbuka or whatever, right? Who was tearing it up?
Yeah,
he got picked at number 19, right?
I don't know.
He did. It's a rhetorical question. I just gave you the answer. He got picked at number 19, Ben. Now, if the Packers really wanted to go wide receiver in the first round, he wasn't too many picks away. They could have made a little move there. And that dude is just making plays left and right and having a monster
he's a better
rookie
player.
season. And then why? And so why does a team like the Buccaneers draft a guy at number 19 and he's like their featured guy?
Because Mike Evans got hurt and Chris Godwin got hurt.
Well, Godwin's back in this game, and then the Packers.
Yeah, but he was hurt for the first 4 games.
That's true. And then the Packers, like, they don't. They draft a guy, and then he's like 4th, 5th on the depth chart, and now they're trying to feature him, but in weird and dumb ways, like where he doesn't even. I mean, I think he has almost as many jet sweeps as he does receptions, right? Or pretty close to that.
Yeah. Well, some of them are receptions because he does the Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love gets behind him and hands it off in front of him.
I learned that by watching you, Aaron Rodgers.
The classic Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
1-inch touchdown pass. Think of how many 1-yard touchdown passes Brett Favre has that we used to make fun of, but at least he had to throw the ball in the air for at least 5-10 yards. Aaron Rodgers has got at least 10 1-yard touchdown passes that are actually 1-inch passes because they're actually running plays.
What's up, Jonathan?
He just backed up and then
we're using that bye week to just look at a couple of different quarterbacks here and the way they run, the way they throw, how quickly they do stuff.
Baker's going to. Wow, that guy couldn't even handle that pass. He fell over. Who's 15?
I know.
Godwin?
I don't know. Some guy, some random dude. Baker doesn't care. He just throws to whoever, man. Drill that one in there.
Touchdown. Look at that. That was a pretty good pass.
I mean, you tell me. Like, I don't know. You tell me.
I told you, Baker Mayfield's good. I've been saying it for years.
How does what I haven't heard from?
I would
Eric
take Baker
Gardner
Mayfield. I said 2 or 3 years ago. I said I'd rather have Baker Mayfield than Jordan Love. Why
You
don't
did
we
say
sign
that.
him?
When he was a free agent. What would have happened, do you think? Well, Goody knows what would have happened. That's why he didn't do it, right?
Well, yeah.
Because if they would have signed Baker Mayfield that year when Jordan Love was his first year starter to like back him up or whatever, because nobody wanted Baker at the time. Goody knows if Jordan Love's and remember that year, Jordan Love was struggling even where Goody put the public like statement up there that the last however many games are really going to tell us what we need to know or blah, blah, whatever he said, basically like a threat, like he really needs to figure it out or it's going to suck. I mean, Baker probably would have been replacing him because he would have been making awesome plays in practice. The team would have saw it and they would have been like, dude, what are you doing? We need this guy in there.
It's not just that though. It's his leadership.
Yeah, and all that.
Oh, our stream's not online because you kept playing NFL video, you ding dong.
Damn it! Bring us back, you weasel from Weaselton. I'll check. Are we back on, John? Are we back on? Maybe that's why Jonathan had a question mark. Oh, so many.
Oh, this is a bad show.
Stupid. I don't care. It's a show.
All we did was watch video of Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield.
Well, I'd rather watch that.
Makes me want to puke.
I'd rather watch that than the Packers anyway. So I don't know what do you want from me, man?
I don't know.
All right. Well, so the point here is there's a bunch of other players and a bunch of other quarterbacks. So okay, we're back on. There's a bunch of other players. I just said that. Wow, it's like deja vu all over again. Okay, but and I think if you're a Packer fan and you're just like Packers, right? And you get fed all the stuff, like you just believe, hey, they get the greatest players. But you got to watch some of these other teams, and you got to watch some of these other guys, and you got to watch how they play. You got to watch how they do it, how they look, and then compare it and say, like, okay, I'm saying Jordan Love has some good traits. He had a good game. He's had some good games. He has some positives, but he's not like one of the best quarterbacks in the league or even close to it. But he's paid like it.
Yeah.
And why? Like because
it's the going rate. Why did they pay Micah Parsons $47 million a year? Because it's the going. Actually, it's higher than the going rate.
Does that make any sense?
Oh, but that's the way it is, and you have to just accept it. Apparently.
Well, okay, but if you let him explore, right? Then he goes to another team. And someone else wants to pay him the going rate, but you're like, nah, we're not going to pay that.
And let him go.
Yeah. So then they can pay him a bunch of money for average play.
Except here's the problem. We're the ones paying too much for average play now.
I know. That's the reason why we don't win Super Bowls.
Elton Jenkins.
Oh, my God.
Sean Gary.
Oh, stop it.
Jordan Love.
Yep.
Banks, who doesn't even play. Hobbs, who stinks. All these guys are making way too much money.
I don't know if Hobbs stinks. And then he's certainly not impactful.
Yeah, he stinks. And then Keyshawn Nixon makes nothing, even though he's proved he was good. But he gets a hardly anything deal. It's the same thing with Rasul Douglas when he got a hardly anything deal, even though Jair got the big contract because he was a first-round pick. Not because he's that much better than Rasul, or that his numbers were even better than Rasul's, because that wasn't even the case. It was just because he was a first-round pick. So he got the big money. So what are we talking about? I don't know. Here's the thing that I struggle with as a fan of the Packers.
Okay. Lay it out.
And I said this, I think, recently, is I don't like watching them. I don't know if I can do. I don't like even doing this show because I'm too negative and I don't want to be negative. But it makes me really angry because for years, going back to the 80s, we had guys who were stars and they paid them and they were stars. Everybody from Sterling to Tim Harris to Magic Man to, Brett Favre, Reggie White, even Fatty Keith Jackson could catch a touchdown or two and make something happen. Even though he was fat and old, he still caught some touchdowns and got open. And then Leroy Butler, like the guys that were the big money guys,
made plays
constantly. And then and then we had the lulls with the whole Mike Sherman and the, was a little bit weird there for a while. And then we got Charles Woodson, Clay Matthews. We had guys who were making big money, making big plays, and then we also had guys who were like the next level down in the money, who made the next level down in plays, like Mike Daniels and Desmond Bishop and guys like that who could make Tramon Williams, he wasn't Charles Woodson, but he made plays and he was good, even though our defense wasn't the greatest during those years sometimes. And then on offense, we had receivers up the wazoo and Aaron Rodgers, who was awesome. And they were paid. Jordy was paid. Greg Jennings got injured. They said, we're not going to pay you. See ya. Got rid of him, which sucked. But Double D, I don't know how much he made back then. I didn't pay attention back then. But he made plays a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now this team is full of guys who are supposed to be the core guys. Right? They're the core people to the team.
Right.
It's the Charles Woodson, Clay Matthews type guys. That would be your Rashawn Gary, your, Xavier McKinney. What has Xavier McKinney done all year?
Nothing.
Even other than missed tackles, because that's all I've seen him do. And I've seen people make excuses like, well, he doesn't really get the ball thrown his way. It's like, okay, well, Evan Williams seems to make plays by getting up and making tackles and getting into plays and like have his eyes on the ball. Even when he's way back deep, he gets in there and tries to make plays and knocks things away and all this kind of stuff. What does Xavier McKinney even do? Last year, he had like 5 or 6 interceptions in a row against really bad teams. And one of them wasn't even an interception because he was out of bounds, but they still gave it to him.
Yep. And
then everybody said he was so great because he had a bunch of interceptions. But what else did he do? I don't know. He sure as heck isn't a Leroy Butler. He doesn't make plays like that. He sure doesn't make plays like
Derwin James.
Don't even get me started. Derwin James or any of those guys. Minkah Fitzpatrick or whoever are these guys, these awesome safeties that played. If you ask me, he's just another Amos. And Adrian Amos was fine, but whatever. The guys who are supposed to be stars aren't stars. Like none of them. Even Micah Parsons, who is a star because everybody said he was a star as a Cowboy. And yeah, I guess he had 10 pressures or some crazy number against the Cowboys the other day. But how many did it impact the game?
No. Didn't impact Dak Prescott at all.
I mean, he had that one sack that saved a touchdown so that we could tie him. That was it.
Yeah.
And that was hustle. I'm not saying it's not. That's right. The other thing. I want to make it clear. I don't think these guys are like bad, like they don't try or they're not working hard or all that kind of stuff. Because I think they all are good guys. I think Rashawn Gary is a great guy. I think Elton Jenkins is a good guy. I think Jordan Love is a good guy. The problem is there are core guys and they're not good enough to be core guys. That's the part that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it gets to the point where you have so much money into these guys that we can't afford to pay our left tackle. What are we going to do with Rasheed Walker? Guess what? We can't afford him. We paid Zach Tom. And we paid Banks at left guard. We can't afford a left tackle. So Jordan Morgan's going to have to be left tackle next year. Oh. That's bad.
God, Thanks.
And TJ Slayton is on the Bengals. We sure could use him now, especially with Devontae Wyatt injured. And he isn't even that expensive. We could have easily taken him back and signed him back. Now, at least they got McDuffie back, which is good because he's a core player who actually is good in his role and as always makes plays. He's smart. He's a good tackler. He knows where he has to be. Does he have all the athletic, freaky traits that Goody loves so much? No, but he's a good football player. And that's why he's still on the team. Probably because Jeff Hafley said, get me McDuffie back so I have a good player on my team, please. And then they did, right? So that's the part that's frustrating is it's not the same type of thing that we're watching. The first 2 weeks were fun because the defense just destroyed everybody. But that's because the Lions offensive line was in bad shape. They had a bunch of guys injured and they had their center retire on them. And then the next week was, who did we play the next? I don't even remember who we played the next week. The Washington on a Thursday night.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah. So, and we kicked the crap out of them too. And that was great. Now I'm getting 100 freaking texts.
Look at you dinging away over there. Ding,
I think
ding,
it's
ding.
Grant. It's Grant. He wants to come home.
He wants money or something.
No, he wants us to fix his car and all this and do some stuff with his car again. But I have to go to the cities and I have to work in the cities for a whole week next week and the week after.
What?
So I'm not going to be home. It's a whole long story. I don't know.
Okay. Dang. All right.
Anyways, I'm not
Moving
happy
to the
about it.
cities.
But what I'm trying to say is this. It's hard for me to watch the game and like feel like I'm excited to watch a game. I don't even like Tucker Kraft is like the only guy I like on offense.
The only guy?
He's the only guy, and I don't even know if I like him all that much. I think I just like him. He's like the guy I like the most out of these ragtag bunch of ding-dongs that we have. That's the sad part. And same thing on defense. I like Keyshawn, and I like Evan Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That's and McDuffie. That's about it. And it's not fun to watch, and it's starting to affect my opinion of this team, my opinion on the show. Like, who'd want to watch me complain and whine about crap all the time? I don't even want to listen to myself. So I'm sorry. I can understand why our show has not taken off in 6 years that we've done it, or 7 years we've done it. We still only get 2 views.
We did not get two.
We got a nice group of guys here, McQuaid and Lee and Dad and
John,
all the guys. Yeah.
JJ, Jonathan, Jay, and John.
Willem G and all those guys. And that's
David.
awesome.
Yep.
But it's
They're
like
here for it.
it's just hard for me to find something to grab onto and like get behind. And I thought that with Aaron Rodgers being gone,
In a second.
that would make me believe in it more. That would make me like I thought the Packers could actually kind of put a team together then, right? Or like utilize the team and like and it hasn't happened.
Well, they did it to themselves too, right? Like they decided to try to, Goody decided to try to mix the magic brew again, draft a guy before he was ready, too early, make him wait 3. I mean, we talked about all this, right? That's why we freaked out when they drafted Jordan Love. That's why we were upset when it took him, a year too long to get rid of Rodgers, because it just meant that by the time Love showed you anything and you paid him, you wasted all those cheap years. And now you're paying a quarterback top dollar and you can't do the rest of the stuff with your team. And then you draft, you have the same draft issues because you can't evaluate talent at certain spots very well at all. And because of that, you got to go out and pay high price guys for this, high price guy for that, high price guy for that. And then they're not the best guys, right? They're fine, but they're not worth the big ticket you paid for them. And that is frustrating. And it does make it less fun. I mean, I find myself, I love Tucker. I think he's great. I love when they get him the ball because he does good stuff. Now his blocking could use some improvement for sure. His blocking ain't that great, even though he talks about being a complete tight end and all this sort of stuff. But getting him the ball in his hands and letting him run.
Compared to Musgrave, and he's like a freaking
No,
superstar.
I know. His blocking is fine, but it's not like where it should be for if you're considering this guy to be, one of the top tight ends in the league or a chance to be that. And then how do you feel about, I know the Aaron Jones thing is a big blow for you. And it's a big blow for a lot of Packer fans. I mean, people can like Josh Jacobs. He's a fine guy. He's another guy that's a nice guy, right? He's a good player overall. But is he very exciting to watch? It's not very exciting. It's not very fun.
He's not dynamic.
I mean, Emmanuel Wilson is more exciting than him.
Yeah. And Emmanuel Wilson is an undrafted guy who they squeezed off the Broncos practice squad.
Yep.
And a couple years ago. And the Broncos are so good at they can take anybody. They let Javonte Williams go to the Cowboys, and he's destroyed the league right now. He was a Bronco, and they didn't want him anymore.
Why did the Packers not get Javonte Williams? Jesus Christ.
Because they already gave Josh Jacobs all the money last year.
Javonte Williams is really good, by the way. Damn.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, that guy's good.
Why did the Packers not draft George Pickens like I told them to? Instead, they took Christian Watson, who's a nice guy, but he's not a good football player.
Yeah.
So it's hard to root for these guys. Every time I want Christian Watson to be awesome.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have body control. He can't judge the ball in the air, and his hands stink. Those are three key things you need to be a good receiver. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are all things Jordy Nelson had. And he was also just as fast as Christian Watson. So guess what? He's way better. He's
Tonight,
4 times better.
It's Titletown Brewing Company. I got this in Green Bay, Honey Ale, the OG. It's pretty good. But these are the same things, man. I know it.
So what I'm saying is, even I have to grab onto things to even be interested in watching this crap anymore, and it makes me sad because now if I lived in Wisconsin yet and I lived in Green Bay area, I'd probably be hardcore, just like I always was before.
I don't know if you would.
I would because it's hard over here because I don't get all the games and I don't get to always watch them live, and so I have to go back and watch it again. And now my NFL Plus subscription ended because I didn't pay them this year, and they let me watch for a whole month, and now they cut it off. So that's why I don't have any video today because I have to pay the $100 or whatever it is to get it back in. But which I'll probably do eventually. But I'll probably do it before Sunday. But right now I'm not doing it. Well, the bottom line is, I have to find Zach Toms and guys like that to root for. Evan Williams. And then the guys and the TJ Slaytons, and then the guys I do root for, they let him go.
Yeah.
Or they cut him, Aaron Jones. And because I loved Aaron Jones when he was a nothing.
Mm-hmm.
His rookie year, I loved Aaron Jones. I talked up Aaron Jones constantly. Because I saw he was awesome.
He made plays.
That's all I wanted. I was like, get him on the field. He makes plays. It doesn't make sense. And that's the other thing that makes no sense is why, we talked about it last week. Like, if this guy makes plays, run plays for him. Because with the ball's in his hands, he makes plays. Mm-hmm. Period. Tucker Kraft, get him the ball as many times as possible. He's a mismatch. He's 6'5", 250, 260 pounds. People don't want to tackle him. He can stiff arm dudes. He can run over dudes. He's fast. He's not super fast, but he's fast enough to get downfield. And corners don't want any part of him. So use him.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. They used him one game, and he was awesome. And then they never use him. It doesn't really make any sense. Like other teams when they have a guy who's a mismatch, they go to that guy.
Yeah.
And they feature him, and he gets featured, and he gets the ball, and he's a featured guy, and you can count on that as a fantasy football guy and be like, oh yeah, Tucker Kraft's really good. He should get the ball. We've been saying that for 2 years.
That's what I thought.
He doesn't get the ball.
Now I thought it was going to happen this year. That's
right. Is that Matt LaFleur or is that Jordan Love? I don't know who that problem is.
Well,
but we could sure throw the ball to Devontae Adams a hell of a lot when Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are both here. But was that Matt LaFleur or was that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams making that up? I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams making that shit up.
Yeah.
So Matt LaFleur doesn't know what the hell's going on. He doesn't know how to make a guy get involved in the game and feature that guy. Because what happens is when you feature a guy who you know is a mismatch problem, the defense then has to adjust and try to take that away. And when they do, Ha 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 ha. Other guys get to feast. Because now the defense is worried about that one guy who's a mismatch, and then your other guy who's kind of okay, but not great, but pretty okay, and maybe he can do something with the ball in his hands, can get the ball, and then Christian Watson goes for a big touchdown. Because everybody's worried about Tucker Kraft. Oh,
I like
that's how you do it. But when you just keep bringing guys in and just, I'm going to run a play for this guy. Or actually, they don't even run plays for guys. They just run plays.
Yeah.
And then who's ever in there gets the ball. Doesn't make any sense. Matt LaFleur is an issue. The offense is an issue. The defense, I don't know what happened against Cowboys. They looked really great. And then they had that whole thing at the end of the first half where we gave up a whole bunch of points and gave up the blocked extra point, and then they scored 2 touchdowns. And before you knew it, we were down, and the defense couldn't stop anybody in the second half. And something happened weird there. I don't know what it was. Now, it might have been Devontae Wyatt getting hurt. That could have been the biggest problem, maybe. Because until Devontae Wyatt got hurt, we were good. And then he got hurt, and then we sucked. So you're telling me one guy made that much of a difference?
I guess.
That's kind of crazy. He didn't even play that much last year. Now, that's why maybe our defense would have been better if he played more. But Devontae Wyatt has got bad conditioning, which, as we know, and that's his biggest issue. We know he can make plays. We know he's athletic. We know he's like a freak of nature and with speed and size. But he has issues with staying in, his body control, staying on the field because he gets winded and he gets tired and he gets injured. And that affects the team because the rest of your guys are converted defensive ends that they move to D tackle. I mean, Colby Wood, when they drafted him, was 288 pounds, and now he's a nose tackle.
He's like 270 something.
Yeah, like he was small.
Yeah. He might be 280 something now only.
But it's just weird that they think that. I don't know. And then they'd have Stackhouse, but he's a rookie and he wasn't even drafted.
Yep. So
is he good? Probably not.
He's playing,
but he has to play because they don't have anybody else.
Yeah.
Now, would I rather see Kenny Clark out there? No. So it's fine, but still, I don't know. There's a lot of issues, and it's hard to watch the team and go, okay, what is going on? Now, every team has issues. Every team's got injuries. Yeah. Even like teams like the Eagles, and we watch the Chiefs get beat by the Jaguars. Like, good teams are getting beat by teams that aren't as good, and so forth. So it's the NFL. Like, everybody's pretty close in talent level. But what you do want to see is if you pay money to a guy, you really want that guy to be a difference maker on the field. And right now, the Packers' money guys are not difference makers on the field. And that's a problem.
I agree. I think the thing about McKinney is interesting, right? Because of, the hype around the signing, and then he started off with all those picks last year. Everybody just was like, oh my God, he's amazing. He's great, blah, blah, blah. And we know that interceptions will carry you to, all pro selections, high interception totals, right? You'll get doesn't matter what you do with anything else. You get high interception totals for the season, and it carries you to, those accolades. And then all of a sudden you're considered a second team all pro or whatever it is. And I mean, I don't know. Jeff Hafley is like raved up and down about him, says he's like the best safety in the league. Like, maybe he has to say it. I don't know, but like, I don't get it. I mean, he's not that fast. He doesn't come up and tackle well. He caught some balls last year, made some good plays early on, then faded away. Second half of the year really was kind of super quiet and wasn't even noticeable on the defense. And if you're paying a guy big money, he better be noticeable at least almost every week. I want to notice him. I want to see he's doing something. I want to see he's impacting the game, but we weren't getting any of that from that high price guy. Josh Jacobs, like we said, he's reliable. He's durable. There's value in that, but I don't know if there's value, as much value as they're paying him, and he doesn't make the big plays. I mean, and then Jordan Love is very inconsistent and overhyped as an athlete. When you need athletic plays to be made, he can't really make most of those. And then when you need, throws, he's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good. And that's not what you pay that price tag for. So those are the things, those are the issues that will hold the Packers back again from getting where they want to go. Look, speed pass rushers can be neutralized. They just can. They can be neutralized by the other team's game plan. They can double team them. They can get the ball out of the quarterback's hands fast before the guy gets there. And if you're, unless your defense is disrupting that with your coverage, which the Packers seem to not do, you're like the quarterback's going to be able to get the ball out of his hands. Unless you're playing bump and run or you're playing really tight and breaking on everything short, which I doubt the Packers are going to do. They can play
That's
that.
what they did against the Lions.
Right. They can play that quick game all day long. And if they play the quick game, like your Micah Parsons ain't going to get there. He's not going to get there in 1.5 seconds. It's not possible.
No, nobody is.
No. So
that's why you have to be aware. You can't Zadarius Smith this.
Did you?
That's
know
why guys. That's why guys
back?
like TJ. Where's he at?
Who played the Broncos this week? The Eagles. He's on the Eagles.
Oh, really?
Zadarius Smith. The Eagles were desperate.
Right.
Signed him because he ran one stunt. They showed ran one stunt. Quinn Miners didn't see him coming, and he got past him, and he actually ran fast. Got his sack. Then he did his gobble, 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 and like eating on the, his crawl and gobble. And then after that, nothing.
Well, yeah, next time, one play. That's all he needed. That's
next
what he said. He said right out of his mouth.
Next time they ran the stunt, Quinn Miners held his ground and like just blasted him, and then he was done. And then he just shut it down. He didn't even try to go anywhere after that. It was hilarious.
Well, that's why when you watch the last play of the Chiefs game, the Chiefs against the Jaguars, and what's his face? Trevor Lawrence fell on the ground and tried to get up, still fell back at the ground, then finally got up and ran around, and nobody touched him. And Chris Jones is just standing there. He did not pursue the quarterback on the play, even though like the game's on the line, and he's just kind of standing there watching him. Like at least pursue the quarter, like at least run and try to get over there and help out your teammates.
Yeah,
but there was no effort by Chris Jones. I mean, at least that's not what the Packers. The Packers guys have effort,
right?
Which I can get behind that at least.
Right.
It's just it's hard when that's all they have. Like they don't have the talent level that they're being paid for. And then the other thing is we pay so much to one or two guys. Like think of how much money just Jordan Love and Rashawn Gary and I don't know Jenkins, Banks.
Wow.
Zach Tom, and that's not even hurting us this year. Like Zach Tom is going to hurt us until like the next couple of years coming up, right? Or even Banks. Mm-hmm. Banks has probably got a low hit this year. All their hits are going to come in the next couple of years. And same thing with Micah Parsons. His money isn't really that bad this year. Neither is Jordan Love's. It's not like Jordan Love's cap hit this year is $55 million. It's like $30 million or something, or 20 something. But then like 3 years from now, it's like 75, which means they're going to have to redo it and lower it and then push it forward again. You know what I mean? They're going to keep doing that crap, which means Love's the quarterback no matter what we do. So whatever. Let's just hope they can do something. I don't know. They're playing a crappy team this week. Joe Flacco twice in a year. That's just crazy on two different teams. That doesn't make any sense. That's weird. True. That's hilarious. And we can't lose to Joe Flacco twice. But at least this time, Joe Flacco doesn't have a freaking top 5 defense to back his ass up. This time he's got a bottom 5 defense, and that's a huge difference.
He's got some good wide receivers.
He's got some good weapons. Yeah, he's got great weapons. So
if he gets protection, he can still be effective. I don't think there's any question in that. So before we finish with reasonable expectations, Lee had a question over here I thought was interesting. Something about the NFL has gotten more corporate, and he just wonders what we're thinking about that. Like, do you guys feel here it is, found it. You guys think the NFL is too corporate? It's always been, but the last few years it hasn't been as fun, he thinks. And I don't know. There's definitely a lot of things that are changing. That they change a lot of stuff with, the way they promote the game, obviously, certain things about the game, the way they officiate the game and go for certain things. And we've seen that play to some teams' advantages, but that's always been the case. This Packers thing has been weird because, and maybe that's part of the issue, Ben. Maybe that's what we're talking about. It doesn't necessarily reflect on the defensive side, I guess, but on the offensive side, part of what we're talking about is, and we have kind of had our issues with, is the Packers don't have any star pass catchers because they don't feed any pass catchers enough to be stars. And so maybe that philosophy is also taking away some of these guys' abilities to stand out and be key performers and difference makers. And if that is the case, it's also harder to get behind that if you don't have those go-to guys that you can count on who can make plays and elevate the team. But I don't know. I mean, it's still fun watching a lot of different guys get involved. To me, it's more about the operation, their lack of discipline, their Jordan Love's inconsistency, right? Like all that sort of stuff plays big roles. And this season so far too, on the offense, you're getting it from everybody. Mistakes from the new guys, the guys that are thrown in there, but then also mistakes from like Elton Jenkins, your most veteran guys who are supposed to be, these key core guys for you and should know what the hell he's doing, right? I know it's a new position, but we've heard all along how he can play all 5 positions and all that stuff for our whole lives. So there's no excuses for him to be making mistakes, but he does. I don't know. It makes it harder to get behind, like you said.
Listen, here's the part that bothers me. I was watching, I don't know if anybody watched Brandon Perna.
Ooh, gold.
He's got the That's Good Sports channel, which is hilarious. And I've been watching it since actually when I started working overnights, like 4 years ago when I went and I worked 1 year at Target just to have fun there. And I would watch him on overnights. I found him because during my breaks, I just sit there and watch YouTube or whatever. And he's super funny. He's a good guy. He's got almost 800,000 subscribers now. So he's like humongous. He wasn't that big 4 years ago, but now he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a video and he talked about the Jaguars-Chiefs game. And he showed 2 or 3 plays where one of them was the Chiefs got a touchdown on a illegal pick where the wide receiver clearly picks the corner so that the tight end can get the wide open touchdown. Wasn't called. Then there was a play later in the game where the cornerback just beats the hell out of a wide receiver where the pass is already in the air and on his way there, and the corner just doesn't see him because he's covering the flat, or the running back that goes to the flat, and he just doesn't even see the wide receiver and just runs into him. So it should have been pass interference, Didn't call nothing, and that was like on a 3rd down or something. So they had they scored it. They let the Chiefs score a touchdown on an illegal play. They stopped the Jaguars' drive on a play, and there's probably other things and that they didn't call as well, or did, or whatever. And of course, that happened all last year, where the Chiefs are getting every call under the sun and winning these games that they shouldn't have won, and got all the way to the Super Bowl because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that makes it corporate, is when you watch games, and it goes all the way back. And I hate to bring this up all the time, but it goes all the way back to the Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl, where Mike Holmgren and the Seahawks got effed so many times that game. It was ridiculous because they wanted the Steelers to win in Jerome Bettis' home city of Detroit, so that Bill Cowher could get a Super Bowl win, because he didn't win the Super Bowl when he went there in the 1995 Super Bowl when they lost to the Cowboys the year before the Packers won. So they had to give Bill Cowher his 1 Super Bowl win. And now he's in the Hall of Fame when he got gifted a freaking Super Bowl. And Mike Holmgren, who's got a Super Bowl win and got to there again with the team, and also got there with a totally different team and lost, got screwed by the refs, and is not in the Hall of Fame, which is bullshit. He should be. Should have been a long time ago. But that's besides the point. What I'm saying is this. It's always been corporate. There's always been certain teams that get the calls. And to be quite honest, the Packers are one of those teams. Mm-hmm. Just ask Lions fans.
Yeah.
Until the last couple of years, where the Lions are just like, you know what? We're taking over the league because we can't do that. We're tired of getting screwed all the time. We're just going to go for it on 4th down. So I don't care how many times the Packers get the calls. We're going to go for it because we know they can't stop us. And it worked. And now they've become a team that gets calls. But for years, they weren't. And the Packers feasted on it. And if you ask Viking Mo, he'd say the Packers get calls against the Vikings. And they probably do.
Yeah.
And if you ask the Bears, they probably say the Packers got to get calls against the Bears. But I think the Bears just suck. I thought it's different. But so it's always been corporate. It's always been around certain teams that get the calls and certain things that get the things. And the problem is you can't always, it's not always that way. Like it's not like every single game or every single team.
Right.
And it's the same type of thing with the Brewers. We talked about at the start of the whole show. It's good to see a team who's doing it a different way and finding a way to win despite all the things that are against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you root for a team like the Colts, who picked up Daniel Jones off the street. The Giants didn't even cut him halfway through the year last year. Nobody wanted him. He had nowhere to go.
Replace him with Russell Wilson and yuck.
And look at the Colts. They're freaking unstoppable. They're like the freaking monsters. And that's cool. I'm excited to see a team like that. See, that's what makes me excited. Or the fact that the Jaguars went up against like I said, against the Chiefs and got screwed by the refs, and it didn't matter. Now, they had to have a crazy play at the end of the game to win, but they still did it. Right? And then the Eagles lost to the Broncos. Why? Because the Broncos are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And another guy I like, Nick Bonito, who I wanted the Packers to draft a few years back as a pass rusher guy, who they didn't take because they're dumb, is destroying the league. Because he's fast and crazy and just gets to the quarterback because he's fast and crazy. And yeah, he's a little undersized, but who cares? He's at least got like super speed and like aggressive. Unlike Rashawn Gary, he's like Micah Parsons, except he doesn't cost $47 million a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll take Nick Bonito any day over Micah Parsons because of the price difference. So that's all I would say about the whole corporate thing. It's always been corporate. It's been that way for years.
Yeah.
And for a lot of time, the Packers in the 80s, they were not part of that part, right? They got screwed by the refs. And then we had the Brett Favre and the Reggie White. And as soon as we did that, and then we made the Super Bowl, and then, then we started to get, and people saw how many Packer fans there were. And that's what people wanted to see. And in that Jaguars game, when it was the Chiefs against the Jaguars, there was more red in the stands than there was Jaguars. And it was at the Jaguars stadium, right? Because Jaguars fans, there aren't any.
Yeah.
Because it's Jacksonville, Florida. Who goes to a freaking football game in Jacksonville, Florida? There's already 3 other teams in Florida. Plus there's one in Atlanta. And there's one in freaking Carolina. Like, they've got teams all around them. And that's Northern Florida. So it's like, and they're an expansion team. Nobody gave a crap. The same thing with like when you have the Rams or the Chargers playing in LA. Like they don't have any fans. You get more fans than the other team. So that's all it is. It's going to happen, but I think it's not as bad as the NBA. I can tell you that.
Let's rip through some comments here real quick. Okay. They talk about, I hope Love got to work on running his no huddle during the bye week. I think, what about that too? I think the Packers should do a little bit more up-tempo stuff here and stop pissing around so much and having such
but Jordan Love can't do it.
All right. JJ is also hoping that Ed Policy holds these guys accountable, and maybe it's time to move on from this regime and give it a reboot. I know it's been success, but it's not the type of success everybody's looking for. Let's see. JJ says Matt LaFleur has been head coach for 7 years. What do you think if they don't make the playoffs? I mean, maybe they don't extend his contract. We'll see. It's going to be, this is a huge year for LaFleur and Goody. So it's going to be interesting when they come back from this bye week to see how this team responds, see what kind of stuff they have. Now they have some winnable games for sure, but they've already had some winnable games that they lost and tied. So it's the NFL. You never know what's going to go down. I did watch the Bills game. I did watch it. Ugly jerseys. Well, maybe just ugly helmets. Jerseys were white. They were fine.
Silver Buffalo Bill on there would look kind of weird.
It was kind of weird. Josh Allen, he did okay. He did okay. He just made a couple of bad plays, but overall,
that's another game. A team that's
doing a lot, man.
Not supposed to be winning, beat the team that's supposed to be a juggernaut. So it's, I don't know if it's that corporate. You know what I mean? It probably is. Like there's teams that get benefits for things, but there's definitely a chance for any team to beat any team, which is why the NFL is the best, because there is a chance for any team to beat any team at any moment. It's never so stacked against a team that they have no chance. Where like in the NBA, it's all
you want some of that?
Set up ahead of time. You can watch guys get fouled, get to the free throw line. James Harden goes to the free throw line. I don't know if he even plays anymore, but back in the day, you go, how many times did he go to the free throw line? He'd jump up for a 3-pointer and jump into a guy so he could get the 4-point play or at least get 3 free throws. It was a bunch of crap, and it wasn't even watchable. And that's why there's so many people leaving. They don't even watch the NBA because it's boring.
I think it's substantially better than it was, but
well, I don't know. I don't watch it anymore. So I have no idea.
Actually, a couple of years ago, it was substantially better than it was, and now it's come back into everybody just plays 2-man game or a 1-man game, and
or 3-pointers,
and the other guys just stand around and wait to see if they get a pass. See if they get a pass for a 3. That's it.
It's boring. It's not. There's no plays run. There's no fast breaks. There's no. It's I don't know.
That's why the few teams that actually run post players and work through post players are interesting to watch, because there's very few of them that do that anymore. And the Bucks could do that if they were smart and use Giannis like a post player instead of making him dribble into everything and have to navigate through that stuff. If they just let him post up, get him the ball down there, he could school dudes left and right. He could be a super dominant big guy.
Well, the Bucks are going to have a very different team this year compared to what they've had the last couple of years.
It's going to be an interesting year for them too. John, a lot of nice comments in here. Hey, what's this one? What do you think, John? Here, we should drop a StreamYard link and get some guests come on the show. I'm up with that. If anybody wants to come on the show, we'll do it. Be happy to have you guys come on the show.
Not anybody, but these guys, the regulars.
Oh yeah, the regulars, the regs, the faithful. Not anybody and their grandmother, but no. Dallas gave us a beating. They did. It was crazy. It looked like it was going to be a fun game, and then in the end, it was one of the worst feelings you can have. Just super flat and just deflating and yuck. All right, so before we go, let's do reasonable. We're coming out of the bye, Ben. I don't want to even talk about just this next game because we know Flacco's got our number. But what is your adjusted? So I think coming into the season, we had expectations for the Packers. You and I had different ones than Chris Sims and a bunch of other people who thought they were Super Bowl contenders. And then we watched the defense play and looked how good they did against the Lions and look how good they did against Washington. And then I think we had adjusted expectations that were like, damn, maybe this team could be Super Bowl contenders. Maybe this is a Super Bowl team potentially because of the way the defense was playing and the offense was good enough. And now we've had what we've had the last 2 weeks. So coming out of the bye week, what is your adjusted expectation for this season for the Packers?
It's the Super Bowl.
Seriously?
Goody traded
expectation.
Goody traded the next 2 first-round picks for one guy to win it this year. That's the expectation. It's win it this year.
I know that's what
you're paying your quarterback $55 million. You're paying another guy $47 million. You're paying another guy freaking whatever he's making, Sean Gary. You got a lot of money on defense right now. A lot of money. Matter of fact, they're the second highest team in defense on the team, as far as most or part of the salary cap going to defense. And next year, we're not going to have Rasheed Walker. We're probably not going to have Romeo Doubs, who, guess what, scored 3 touchdowns last week or 2 weeks ago. Without him, we wouldn't score damn points. So what are we going to do? We're going to have no left tackle and no touchdowns next year? This is it. This is the year. My expectations are the Super Bowl because we have no first-round picks the next 2 years. So this team needs to win it. Because we can't afford to keep our soul. We're going to lose Sean Ryan. We're going to lose Rasheed Walker. We're going to lose Romeo Doubs. We're going to lose Quay Walker, which is not the end of the world, but it's probably going to happen.
Are we talking about dark times coming up here?
Yeah, because we have so much money in like 5 or 6 guys who aren't producing as superstars. And I don't think they can, to be quite honest. And that's going to affect what we can bring in. We're going to get stuck with a bunch of guys that Goody drafts. Oh, let me see. How good does that do? Oh, yeah, not that great. So That's my expectation. They better get their shit together and win the whole thing, because that's what we did. We did a Rams F them picks.
Right.
We F them picks and said, let's go win it. So that's what they need to do. They need to go win it. We traded 2 first-round picks and gave a crap ton of money to one guy. That guy better start making a whole lot of plays every game, or else it's not going to be a good move. And everybody else needs to step up. Rashawn Gary, dude, when the other guy's getting double-teamed and triple-teamed and you can't beat one guy to make a play every now and again, you got 1 sack because you weren't even blocked 2 weeks ago against the Browns, that ain't cutting it, bro. You're making $30 million a year. You're supposed to be good.
You should be able to run down.
You
Joe
should be
Flacco.
able to beat. You should be able to beat your one. Yeah, Joe Flacco. This would be a good week for Rashawn Gary. He can actually tackle him. So that's my expectations.
All right,
Super Bowl.
I know that's what they need to do. I know that's what they went all in for, but I don't know that's what I expect.
I didn't expect. I'm not saying expect. I'm saying
no.
I'm saying what are your?
I'm saying what are your expectations?
That's my expectations.
Okay, all right.
It better happen, Goody.
Well, yeah, or those guys are going to be probably canned. Him and LaFleur will probably be gone if it doesn't happen, because
no, they won't.
It's going to be rough. Like all the stuff
they
you
won't.
just. All right, well,
it's too hard to find a quarterback and a GM who actually aren't idiots.
A coach and a quarterback and a GM?
All of them. Quarterback, coach, GM. You got to have all three. Right now, we don't have any, but people think we do. So that's why they'll stay. It's better than what the Broncos, or not the Broncos, but the Panthers. Look at the Bengals. Joe Burrow goes out. They're terrible. Look at the Browns. Yeah, they got a defense, but they got a good coach. But they got no quarterback. Look at the Vikings. No quarterback. Yikes.
Carson Wentz, huh?
If you don't have a quarterback, you're in trouble. Even if you got a good coach. Now, the Vikings general manager stinks. But that's because he drafts like crap and he makes dumb moves. He always trades with the teams in his own division, and then they get better players than him because he trades back and lets them pick a good player at the spot that he had. Really dumb. Vikings GM is probably the dumbest GM in the league, especially on draft days. But, hey, Goody's second to being dumb.
There's one more thing that I heard again this weekend, and I'm just curious about people's thoughts real quick before we go. I'm curious about your thoughts, Ben. So, to me, it's really interesting because I keep hearing when I watch the football games and listen to the announcers, and a lot of these guys are former players, and they're just like, you got to have big plays on offense to score. You got to have big plays on offense to win. They're so focused on, the big plays, and LaFleur even talks about it, the big plays. We got to hit the big shots, blah, blah, blah. And and then passing, right? And I know you got to have a quarterback. I get it. They have to be a functional quarterback. Okay. But then we look back at the teams that are doing the best consistently, even in today's NFL, the last couple of years, they've been the most physical teams, and they run the ball, right? They actually run the ball. So it's just a really interesting juxtaposition for me, because all of these, basically what all the experts are saying is you got to have that. You think these coaches are saying it, you got to have the big plays, you got to have the passing game, big play passing game. That's how we score more points. But and in some cases, yes, especially against bad teams. But the way you win football games is by being more physical than the other team and dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And punishing them in the running game. That's how you win games. That's how you win championships. That's how you take pressure off your defense. You don't take pressure off your defense by hitting a big shot, 60-yard touchdown. Because then guess what?
Because they got to go back out there again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just weird to me, and I hear it all the time, and I'm just like, then why are the most successful teams the most physical teams that actually do commit to running the ball? I don't know.
Well, it's not just running the ball. It's just, you know what though? I mean, everything's relative. Like if you're playing against a team giving you like staying back and letting you get the small passes and that sort of thing, and they want you to just keep having a drive until you screw up, then that could happen too. But if you play against a team that's playing man coverage or being more blitzy happy or getting more pressure on you, and then you have to try to take shots. The thing is, Jordan Love likes taking shots. Matt LaFleur likes taking shots.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it kind of, but they also like calling like screen passes and end arounds and all this other weird crap that takes way long to develop against a defense that's sitting there in the zone and watching you do your stupid play. And they're like, we know what's happening and we're going to do it. And one more thing, if Matt LaFleur does the stupid freaking go out there on 4th and 2 and do the hut, not hike it again, I'm going to freaking kill somebody because it's so stupid.
You're hoping he can that in the bye week?
Yes, because everybody knows. Change it. Do the opposite this time on 4th and 2. Actually go for a play and actually go for it. Because the other team is not going to be expecting you to actually do anything. Then the next time people won't know. But when was the last time we saw him actually go for it on 4th and 2? In a passing situation with Jordan Love and shotgun, and he's actually going,
just freaking go for it. Maybe it's been a decoy. Maybe he's setting it up to surprise somebody at the right time where they go out and they think they're going to do that, and then they actually snap it, run a play, get an easy first down.
Well,
maybe it's been his master plan. Maybe Matt LaFleur's been playing chess this whole time, Ben. I doubt it. Look at this. Of course, JJ. Do we don't believe in love is a Huey? He said Huey Lewis. He corrected. Yes, we know it's a Huey Lewis song. It's great. It's a great song. Actually, a couple years ago, when he played the great freaking song. All right. Well, I don't know now. Before the Bengals got Joe Flacco, I thought the Packers had an easy win here, but now I'm not sure. Now I'm on the fence. I guess we'll find out.
That's really sad that Joe Flacco changes things. A 40-year-old quarterback who was never good. He won a Super Bowl because his defense was really good, and he got lucky.
He had
and the lights went out in that Super Bowl and screwed up the other team.
Was that what happened? He had a great.
Yeah, that was the Harbaugh Bowl Super Bowl where the lights went out.
Oh,
and it was Ray Lewis's last year. So they had to get Ray Lewis the Super Bowl win in his last year.
Ray Lewis turned the lights off?
Yeah. So it was Ray Lewis against the Kaepernick. So, and it was the Jim Harbaugh and the LaFleur. And John Harbaugh, the bros against each other.
Maybe one day there'll be the LaFleur Super Bowl.
I doubt it.
Oh, that was the other guy I watched this weekend. Another quarterback, Drake May. I take him over Jordan Love too. He looked pretty
Patriots
good.
Guy.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
Bills.
He looked pretty good, dude. He was moving around really good, throwing on the run, throwing bullets from the pocket. Like, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of guys. That's what I'm saying out there. I don't get it why they were so stuck on that, because there's a whole bunch of guys out there that to me look better than Jordan Love.
Yeah, but for every draft from last year where there's like 4 awesome quarterbacks, there's the year before where everybody sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
So like it's a hit or miss.
That's why that's why you draft them when there are the good ones.
Yeah, but Goody doesn't know doesn't know what talent is. It's not his fault. He's an idiot. He never should have been the GM in the first place. Who did they compare his strategies to? Ted Thompson, who didn't know up from down at the time when he was at the end of his career there. So yeah, Goody looked great compared to Ted Thompson. That doesn't mean he's actually good.
Oof, JJ.
All I know is if the Packers would have drafted all the guys I wanted them to draft over the last since Goody's been there, we would have won like 8 Super Bowls. Every year we would have won a Super Bowl. Every year.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would have had Derwin James the first year. That's for sure. And we wouldn't have had Rashawn Gary, I can tell you that.
No, such a weird pick.
I probably still would have drafted. Well, no, I wouldn't have had Savage because I wouldn't have 2 first-round picks that year. Plus, we would have had a really late pick. So
Right.
I would have got stuck with somebody else. That's fine. I would have had to take Creed Humphreys in the first round.
With a whole bunch of offensive linemen. That would have been great.
And
Those are also the teams that win that have good offensive lines.
Also would have had Patrick Queen on this team instead of Jordan Love.
That's true. He's doing pretty good. Doing okay.
Yeah. Well, he's on the different team. He's on the Ravens now.
He's not great. Both those linebackers that got drafted that year are now on different teams. Their original teams didn't sign them back, but they're
Kenneth Murray.
They're still in the league. They're still doing okay. They're not great, but they're
Nothing happened to Kenneth Murray when he was with the Chargers.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like him that much. I was more Patrick Queen.
Right. I know. Yeah.
It's famously documented. That's how we got some subscribers there.
Logan Wilson, you were all on him too. He's still with the Bengals. We get to see him this week.
I did like him.
Yeah. I know. We were thinking like a 3rd round pick there, maybe.
Yeah, he went a little early. He went in the 3rd round, but it was like a high 3rd round pick, so he would have never fell to us. But that's okay. I would have taken George Pickens.
You would have.
I would have taken him 3 different times. I would have taken him at Quay Walker's spot.
Yeah.
Actually, I would have taken Devontae Wyatt at Quay Walker's spot. And then I would have taken George Pickens at Devontae Wyatt's spot. Then I wouldn't have traded 2 second-round picks to move up to get one guy. I would have drafted 2 second-round picks.
There you go. I like that.
Instead, Goody traded 2 second-round picks for Christian Watson. And then George Pickens went after that. Genius.
Mm-hmm.
Also would have taken Cooper DeJean.
He looks pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Not Jordan Morgan.
Yeah.
Also would have taken Humphreys instead of Josh Myers.
I would have taken Quinn Miners in the 1st round that year. I don't give a
I wouldn't. I don't care if Pickens is a huge diva Lee. He freaking good. He's a good player.
Don't get mad at Lee. He's just saying.
I'm not mad at Lee. I'm mad at the world.
Oh, okay.
We lost that. We tied that game because George Pickens dominated us.
Yeah, he was good.
So what? Especially when I said, watch that draft. We did a live draft. I said George Pickens' name every damn time. Every damn time I said his name. I don't care how crazy he is. If he's good. Sterling Sharp wasn't the nicest guy, but he was damn good.
Not
everybody can be Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to have a diva jerk.
Not everybody's Jordy. Not everybody's Tremont.
Yeah.
Not everybody's Micah Hyde, Double D. They can't all be the best. Aaron Jones. They can't all be the best guys.
Mike Daniels. The awesomest Packers of all time. Those are all. We named a bunch of them. Doug Williams.
Mike Daniels was fun.
Adam Timmerman. Name some more awesome Packers. They're all awesome.
Yeah.
And you name 1 or 2 awesome Packers from this team right now. I can't think of one.
You could think of one.
Tucker Kraft and Evan Williams. That's it.
Come on.
Tucker Kraft and Evan Williams. Those are 2 guys I like.
I like them too. Those are good guys. They're good players.
But I don't think Evan Williams is that great of a player. I just like him as a guy.
He's just a good, smart, solid player.
Yeah, but he's not going to break anything.
Game changer. Yeah, he's not game changer, but he's
better. He's better than Charlie Peppera, but he ain't no.
He's the type of safety you need, though.
He ain't no Micah Hyde.
He's the type of safety you need, and you pair him with like a kind of a fast, crazy safety, and then you got something going. Then you really got.
We don't have that either.
I know we don't have it, but we got a guy that's paid like that.
He ain't doing nothing this year.
I know he's not. I said last year he wasn't that good when everybody's hyping him up. You probably said it too, but
yeah, I said it too.
What does he do? Come on. I know all the picks and
he's got great hair. That's all he's got.
He didn't do nothing. I don't know.
He's got crazy good hair for an NFL player. That's all you can say. Is that worth the money they gave him? Maybe. I don't know.
Seems like a good dude, but come on. Halfley says he's always into it and texting him all the time, and
that's good.
Trying to help out. He's a good dude and he cares about it. I get all of that. He's just not that dynamic of a player. That's all it is. Okay. I'm on it. Daniel Whalen. He's a player I like. He's good.
Yeah, that's not good. When the punter is the most exciting player.
He's Pro Bowl material. He is. He's really good. The other thing the Packers hopefully solved in the bye week is no more Brandon McManus having to tackle guys on kick returns, please.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I went through all these kickers trying to find somebody who can actually kick, and now you're going to get him injured because he's got to freaking tackle dudes all the time. Come on. Maybe we didn't give Rich Bisaccia enough crap.
Yeah.
What is going on with these special teams? Like, let's go. You are literally hired to fix these goddamn special teams, and they're still not really much better than they've been when they were terrible. Bisaccia is on the hot seat. LaFleur is on the hot seat. Goody's on the hot seat. Hot seat.
Actually, they should fire LaFleur and then just hire Hafley and promote him the head coach.
I know.
Then I'd be excited again.
See? Okay, there you go. There's your way back.
Then hire me as the GM.
Woo!
Then we win.
I could be your special.
Me and Hafley, we'd have the two guys with the biggest foreheads in all of the NFL. Me and Jeff Hafley. Look out! That just means you got a lot of brain power with big foreheads.
Oh my gosh,
that's all I'm saying. Get some good receding hairline going on. Me and Hafley.
All right. Well, I think we've gone on enough. Sorry for wasting your time.
What a wasted hour and a half of wasted time. What a wasted video. I feel sorry for anybody who watched this.
It's not a waste for me because look at all these nice chapsticks in here.
Yeah, there's nice guys. I know. I like that.
Guys, we appreciate you. I don't know. Hopefully the Packers pull this one off, get going in the right direction. Oh, that was my one saving grace.
Oh my God, you never end. You just you're like, we're going to end the show, and then you keep going. Stop it.
I remembered my one saving grace. Remember how I told you Zadarius Smith is on the Eagles? Zadarius Smith, every team he goes to, what does he do? He takes him down. He takes him down at the right time. Yeah. So Zadarius Smith will be the reason the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl this year. That gives me hope for the Packers to get there.
There you go.
So there's your shining light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, but every team Joe Flacco goes to beats the Packers, so look out.
And he's still in the AFC. We don't have to worry about him after this week.
Yeah, maybe he'll get traded again?
If it's 0-2 against Flacco, there's going to be some issues, though. I'll tell you that. All right. Be good, everybody. Peace out. Catch you next time. Go Pack.